We're going to spatchcock our chickens. Welcome to the latest Polish Farms. First step, get a drink.
What you drinking?
A little bit of Irish whiskey. So we'll go ahead and open the bird. This is our latest bird that we just did last Tuesday, 7.1 pounds from our pasture. We'll go ahead and open up. We're going to spatchcock this bird, and what that means is we're going to butterfly it. We'll cut the keel out of the breast and then cut the spine out as well. And that bird will lay flat in two halves, and it'll cook. For a regular bird, 3 to 4 pound bird, it's about 30 minutes aside. For a big bird like this, it's usually about an hour aside. So plan appropriately. It takes a long time for a bird of this size to get cut or to cook. So we'll start with the back side of the bird. Here's the spine right here, and we're just going to go on either side of the spine and just cut with poultry shears. And it will cut right through to the point where you come out where the neck was cut off for processing. Now on the other side of the spine, so then inside the bird, we will poke through the membrane, and on either side of the V-shaped keel that divides the breasts, it's the breastbone, if you will, the breastplate.
Can you hold it up and show us?
So there were little white areas in here that I just cut on those, and we'll continue to cut through that, working our way up to the top. And then we'll go ahead and cut kind of back to where we meet up with it. And now you can see that we are actually going to cut that out. And now we're just cutting meat away from the bone to get that keel out. And it just comes right out. So now you have a spatchcocked bird. Now this bird is butterflied, and now what we'll do is we'll season it. What we do is put olive oil on it and coat it with Lowry seasoning salt. You start it on the skin side down, legs pointing at the fire and the grill. You want it pointed at the hot side or where the fire or the coals are, and then it'll cook through this way. The breasts won't dry out as easily when they're not pointed at the fire. And after about 30 minutes, flip it over and then cook it breast or the skin side up. And after 30 minutes, check it with the thermometer. You're looking for 165 degrees in the thighs and in the breast. Or I'm sorry, in the thighs, not the breast.
Let's head out to the grill.
Okay. Okay, here we are at the grill. Lit the grill a little earlier, and it's good and ready to go. I had a little more charcoal because I want to make sure I have enough to get through the hour-long process. So like we said, we covered it in the oil, and then I put seasoned salt and some barbecue rub on there. And we'll start that feet pointing in and skin side down, and we'll start the clock at about 30 minutes.
Start the clock in 30 minutes?
For 30 minutes.
Oh, 30 minutes, okay. Got it.
And that's what we do.
Looks good.
So there's side one of spatchcock chicken. You see all the juices coming up. And we're going to kind of loosen it up and do a flipper. Another half hour. All right, it's been about not quite a half an hour in the second half, and there's our bird. She looks beautiful. We'll check for the thick part of the thigh. Looking for 165 degrees. Look at that, we well surpassed that, so this actually may have gone on a little too long. We'll check the other side. We see clear juices coming out right there. That's a good sign. And there's 167. So we're past the safe cooking area. So we'll go ahead and take it off. I just go ahead and slide it on there and on, and there we have it. Okay, here we are. We let the bird rest for 10 minutes after we brought it off the grill, and that will give it time to finish cooking and time for us to handle it and time for the juices to set up inside. So what I usually do is just start out with one of the legs, and I just start cutting it off with these shears, and we'll take off the leg and the breast or the thigh, and there we have a leg and a thigh. We'll do the other side, and you can see here it just opens right up to cooking. Look, it just takes it right off. It doesn't take a lot of smarts to do that. We'll kind of do the same thing here.
Isn't one of the signs that it's done is that the legs come off easily?
Yep, it is. So what we're doing is we're cutting away till we get inside to the joint there for the leg, and then with the shears we'll find the weak part of the bone or the joint, and we'll just cut through it, and there you have your breast.
No, thigh.
And
is that the whiskey talking?
Drumstick. And I just kind of keep going in here till I get that inside of that joint. And once I get that started, go right through. And you can see there's the joint right there. And there you have.
I can't wait for the skin.
Thighs and legs. So one of the reasons we put the coating on there is that the skin is absolutely marvelous when we eat the skin. You can see I left the parts on the thighs. I didn't coat them with anything, so they stayed kind of done by themselves, but the other ones have seasoning on them. The next item I go to is the wings. I cut off the part of the wings we don't use. So we took off the ends of the wings, and then now I'll go in there and grab the drummy. Here's the wing, and then there's the drummy. So I'll actually take off the
drummy?
The wing, and the drummy is the little arm part that looks like a little drumstick. We'll take that off where it goes into the breast.
Is it still pretty hot?
Yeah, it's still pretty warm. And so there's a little miniature drumstick.
I don't know that I've ever cut it that way before.
And there's the wing again. And we'll go in here, and so when you get wings, you get sometimes they look like little drumsticks. Well, that's the two different parts of the wing.
I don't know that I've ever ordered wings at a restaurant. Some people really like the wings. I wonder what all those farms do with all the rest of that chicken.
So those are the ones we throw away, which I'll do.
You gonna throw that away? Yum.
Okay, now we're left with the breasts. And
those are big.
I'll go ahead and separate it. And you can see it's still attached by the bone. And since it's cooked, it should go right through. It does, and you can see the remnants of the backside of the inside of the bird. So now, from where the keel was, that breast is open. And here is the tenderloin. And we get chicken tenders. This is supposed to be what you're getting. I don't know that that's actually true with factory-made birds. So this is the best part of the breast right there. And that's the part in our house that we give to Mom. Mom gets the best choices of meat when it comes to dinner time. So she gets...
But it's Father's Day, so you get to pick this time.
And there's the breast bone coming off. And you can see there's some scraps of meat. We'll clean that off a little bit better after we finish this for our meal. But there's that. Again, more. Then what I do, because it's such a large breast and it's not like it's too big for like one person, and make it more palatable, like or a better. There's the rest of that tenderloin, and then to make it better for eating, for when people are eating, I just go ahead and slice it up like this.
You go against, is that going against the grain?
Sure is.
That is a big breast. That's a big bird.
And then hopefully nobody comes here to snatch the skin off of each of the prospective pieces, because that's usually what happens.
Our children are skin snatchers.
So, and then we would do the same here, and it's actually a little sometimes easier to get your thumb in there to.
Okay, I'm so hungry. I don't know if I can wait for skin. We
And
cooked
again-
up a side of sweet potatoes, baked beans, and corn to go with this chicken today.
So as far as cooking the chicken, you notice I cooked on a Weber charcoal grill. That's my favorite. It transfers a lot of the flavor from the charcoal. It gets it really hot as well. That was probably over 500 degrees in there. That's why it cooked so well and so quickly for this size bird. The other thing about that is cooking on a charcoal grill, and I recommend attempting this on a gas grill, is that we only heat one side of the grill so that we can move the food close to it and away from it as needed as it cooks. And what we call safe space. So it might get done on the outside, but what we want to do is pull the food back in more of an oven fashion so that it's enjoying the heat but not the searing. So that's why we really like the Weber grill. Put a pile of charcoal on there. We do go through a lot of charcoal, no doubt about it, but it's absolutely worth it in our opinion, because it passes along the barbecue flavor to this chicken all the way through.
And we have the king kettle. How many chickens can we probably fit on that king kettle?
The king kettle says it's supposed to hold something ridiculous like 64 Cornish game hens, which are actually small chickens. So that's how we part out a chicken after it's been spatchcocked. And based upon the size of this, for myself, typically a wing and a thigh might be something for a meal, but that might actually be too much for me. So we'll get a lot of leftover off this. The other thing that we'll do is we'll save the carcass parts to include the back or the neck that we cut out earlier, and then we'll save a number of these, and then Katie will make stock out of this.
We freeze all the bones.
But so sometimes we don't care about cleaning up some of the excess meat on here, and we'll leave it on here. That way it makes it into the stock. So either way, we're using the entire bird, everything but the feet and the head and the entrails, to include the liver and heart. But that's how we go about doing our chicken. It's our favorite way to do chicken. It's easy, it's fast, and it utilizes the entire chicken. Thanks for watching, and make certain you subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Facebook, and make sure that you see how we raise our chickens in our porta coops, because we are the Michigan dealer now for porta coops. So thanks for watching.